Welcome to biology class. We are discussing the lesson strategies for enhancement in food production. Today we will conclude the lesson. Okay, so we can start the class. The first topic, steps for breeding disease resistant plant. So in last class we discussed the steps for plant breeding. Do you remember the steps? The same steps we can write here, but while you are writing, in the first step you have to mention, we have to select parents with disease resistant trait or disease resistant gene. Clear? I will show you the steps. So what are the steps? Selection of genome with disease resistant trait, mating of selected parents, selection of superior hybrids, testing of the hybrid for superior variety, release of new variety. All other steps are same. Okay, but while you are writing, don't forget to mention selection of genome with disease resistant trait. Clear? And this is a table. You can see the same table in our textbook too. So here in this table it explains different types of different varieties of plant which can resist the diseases. Children, it's very important for filling the blank session. That means in MCQ, multiple choice session, and match the following. The question had repeatedly asked. Okay, so you have to read the table several times, otherwise you may forget this. Okay, so read carefully. So here 5 crops are there: wheat, brassica, cauliflower, cowpea and chili. Next column is about variety, new variety, and this variety resists this disease. Okay, so we can start with wheat. Himgiri is wheat variety. It can resist leaf and stripe rust disease and Hilburn disease. Clear? Next one, brassica. Pusa sornim is a variety and it can resist white rust disease. Clear? It's a mustard variety, mustard species. Third one, cauliflower. Pusa shubra and Pusa snowball K1 are the variety. They can resist black rot and curl disease, then blight black rot disease. Okay. Then last one, second last one is cowpea. Its varieties is Pusa komal and it can resist bacterial blight disease. Okay. Then the last one, chili. Its variety is Pusa sadabahar and it can resist chili mosaic virus, tobacco mosaic virus and leaf curl. We had discussed about tobacco mosaic virus in class +1. Do you remember? So this is simple table, but you might forget this. That's why you have to repeatedly read the table. Okay, several times you read the names of varieties. Clear? Next I will show you some photographs of varieties and photographs of disease caused crop. This is Himgiri. We know that it is a disease resistant variety, and this is a photograph of a plant, of a wheat plant which affect leaf and stripe rust disease. Clear? And this is Hilburn disease. Once a wheat plant affect this disease, heavy loss in green field was happened. Okay, that is Hilburn disease. Next one, this is white rust disease of brassica, and this is disease resistant variety Pusa sorni. Clear? It's a mustard variety. Then this is black rot disease on cauliflower. This is Pusa snowball, the disease resistant variety. Same as that of snowball, right? And this is Pusa sadabahar, and here there is a plant which affects chili mosaic virus. On the leaf you can see mosaic shaped structure. We had used mosaic for floorings. Same pattern we can see on the leaves of this chili plant, isn't it? Okay, so that's about plant breeding for disease resistant. Next topic is plant breeding for developing resistance to insect pests. Another problem faced by farmers are attacked by insect pests. Okay, but it is possible to produce plants or crops to control or to resist these insects pests. Okay, we can check the table. Steps are same. Okay, you have to mention, in first step you have to mention selection of genome with disease resistant trait like which can get rid of or which have the ability to kill the pest. Okay, then mating of selected parents, selection of superior hybrids, testing of hybrid for superior variety, release of new variety. Okay, the same table is there in our textbook. Brassica and its disease resistant varieties Pusa Gaurav. And normally Brassica is affected by aphids, but if we use Pusa Gaurav variety, there will not be any effect by aphids. Clear? The next one, flat bean, Pusa Sem2, Pusa Sem3, and normally insects like jassids, aphids, and fruit borer affect flat bean. Third one, okra, Pusa Sovani, and Pusa A4, shoot and fruit borer. Insects attack the disease. I will show you the photographs. Here we can see aphids on Brassica leaf. Next one, jassids and aphids on flat bean. Then fruit borer. This is adult fruit borer. Here you can see the caterpillar of flat bean. The last one on lady's finger on okra. Shoot and fruit borer. This adult and both moth. Adult moth and larva. Clear? And last one, we can use plant breeding technique for improved food quality. More than 840 million people in the world do not have adequate food to meet their daily food and nutritional requirements. A far greater number, 3 billion people, suffer from micronutrients, proteins, vitamin deficiency, or hidden hunger because they cannot afford to buy enough fruits, vegetables, legumes, fish, and meat. Okay, so diet lacking essential micronutrients, particularly iron, vitamin A, iodine, and zinc, increase the risk for disease, reduce lifespan, and reduce mental abilities. So by using plant breeding technique, we can produce improved food. That means we can produce food with improved quality. Okay, so before entering to that, we have to learn a process that is biofortification. What is biofortification? Breeding of crops with higher level of vitamins and minerals or higher protein and healthier fats are termed as biofortification. That means breeding for improved nutritional qualities have following objectives of improving, like protein contents and quality, oil contents and quality, vitamin content, micronutrients, and mineral content. Clear? 2000 maize hybrids that had twice the amount of amino acids, lysine, and tryptophan compared to existing maize hybrids were developed. This is a photograph of biofertilized vitamin A maize seed. And wheat variety Atlas 66 having a high protein content has been used as a donor for improving cultivated wheat. It has been possible to develop an iron-fortified rice variety containing over 5 times as much iron as in commonly consumed variety. Clear? Indian Agriculture Research Institute, New Delhi, have released many variety of vegetable crops rich in vitamins and minerals. Vitamin A enriched carrot, spinach, and pumpkin. Vitamin C enriched bitter gourd, batuha mustard, iron and calcium enriched spinach and batua, protein enriched beans, broth, labab, French, and garden peas. Extra produced by Indian Agriculture Research Institute in 2000. Next topic is single cell protein. Different microorganisms. We can use different microorganisms for the production of the single cell protein. And before that, we can discuss what is single cell protein. It is an alternate source of protein for animal and human nutrition. Microbes are grown on industrial scale as a source of good protein. Microbes are being grown on industrial scale as a source of good protein. Okay, so from single cell, we can produce much quality food. So microbes like spirulina can be grown easily on materials like wastewater from potato processing plant, having starch, molasses, animal manure and even sewage to produce large quantities, and can serve as food rich in protein, minerals, fats, carbohydrates and vitamins. Another species, Methylophilus methylotrophus, is at a high rate of biomass production and growth. It can be expected to produce 25 tons of protein by 250 gram of microorganism. Clear? So that is about single cell protein. And last topic is tissue culture. Growing single cell from a plant, isn't it? And can produce a new plant from this explant. I know you studied about tissue culture in lower classes. It was learned by scientists during 1950s that all plant could be regenerated from explant, that is any part of plant taken out and grown in a test tube under sterile condition in special nutrient media. This capacity to generate a whole plant from any cell explant is called totipotency. Okay, what is totipotency? The capacity to generate a whole plant from any cell or explant is known as totipotency. Children, do you remember the stem cell technology we had discussed last year? Totipotent cells. We can use totipotent cells to produce organs or tissues, any tissues or cells. Nowadays, this type of stem cell collection companies are lot, isn't it? Thousands of plants can be produced from explants in short interval of time using suitable nutrient medium and using different using suitable condition and use of hormones, phytohormones, plant hormones. This method of producing thousands of plants is called micropropagation. Each of these plants will be genetically identical to the original plant from which they were grown. That means they are soma clones. Soma clones means genetically identical to the original plant. Okay, many important food plants like tomato, banana, apple have been produced on commercial scale using this method. So this diagram will help you to explain the processes taking place during tissue culture. Tissue sample from any region of an adult plant is cultured to totipotent cell we have to use. Undifferentiated callus form we will obtain. Then callus separated and single cell we can culture. Then further culturing helps to generate new plants. Clear? What is its application? Recovery of healthy plants from diseased plants. Because from a single cell we can produce new plants, isn't it? So although the plant is infected with a virus, the meristem, apical or axillary, is free of virus. Hence one can remove the meristem and grow it in vitro to obtain virus-free plants. Clear? So scientists have succeeded in culturing meristems of banana, sugarcane, potato, etc. And somatic hybridization. Scientists have even isolated single cell from plant and after digesting their cell walls have been able to isolate naked protoplasm. Protoplasm means cytoplasm and cell organ together. Surrounded by plasma membrane. Together it is known as protoplasm, isn't it? So isolation of single cells from their plants and after digesting their cell wall, fusing the cytoplasm of two different varieties is called somatic hybridization. And these hybrids are called somatic hybrids. Okay. So diagrammatic representation of somatic hybridization. So the plant cell wall was removed and will get protoplast, and parent 1 and parent 2 will fuse to parents and fusion of nuclei will happen, and the hybrid protoplast which grow into a new plant, and we can take this protoplast as a totipotent cell and we can go for tissue culture practice. Clear? So that is about somatic hybridization. Okay, so this is the end of this lesson. So this was a simple lesson, right? You have to study only a small topic, plant hybridization technique. So hope you all understood the topic well. Study well, and we can meet in Saturday's doubt clearance session. Hope you all will present tomorrow. Okay, so we can tomorrow. Okay, bye.